Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Office Bloke Aidan.
Here we are, Sports Edition. If sports is for you, give us a like and subscribe. Go on, you know it makes sense. 10, is this unlucky 10? NFL players who can't catch a break. Who would you think they'll be?
I'm not too sure, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a break if you're already in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big
break.
break.
It's just going to be one of them that just get hounded by the media. You have them in football as well.
Yeah.
It's just constant, even if they're playing well.
Yeah, pick on them sort of thing. Target players. Let's get into it. 10 NFL players who can't catch a break.
DeVito fires, looking for Barkley, end zone. He's got it. Touchdown.
Of any professional sports league, the NFL is known for its fierce competition and aggressive team jockeying. Some NFL players seem to have tapped into their own lucky star, Lady Luck, four-leaf clover, or any other luck-providing talisman by being on the right team at the right time. Meanwhile, there are others with arguably as much talent, drive, and tenacity who are just stuck on underperforming teams or just seem to be suffering from continuous bad luck. So today, we highlight 10 NFL players with the worst luck ever.
Oh, yeah. I like this channel.
Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones may not be the best quarterback in the lineup, but he does try his best to win games no matter the outcome.
Best quarterback in the lineup. He's the best quarterback in the bloody NFL.
By far.
What's anyone on about?
In history, mate.
Yeah, he's the best player that's ever played the game.
I would say so.
Jones has been stuck on a terrible New York Giants team that has had some of the worst offensive lines in the league. Pro Football Focus ranked the Giants' offensive line near the very bottom of the barrel in 2020 and 2021, 31 and 30 respectively, which does not bode well for a young signal caller trying to make quick passing plays. Despite all that, Jones did help the Giants reach the playoffs in 2022 and defeat the 13-win Minnesota Vikings in the wildcard round before falling to the one-seeded Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round. Unfortunately, the 2023 season has been very rocky for Jones as the Giants have struggled all year, and Jones suffered an ACL injury in Week 9's 6-30 loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. Jones's luck might turn around if he joins another team, but only time will tell. Brandin Cooks. When you look at wide receivers on the move, you think of guys who can catch big receptions and speed into the end zone. In Brandin Cooks' case, even though he can do both of those, he's been traded multiple times throughout his career and never finding that permanent home in the league. Cooks began his career with the Saints from 2014 until 2016. Then in 2017, Cooks was traded from the Saints to the New England Patriots, where he helped Tom Brady and company reach Super Bowl 52 before ultimately losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. In 2018, Cooks was traded from the Patriots to the Los Angeles Rams, where he helped the Rams reach Super Bowl 53. But Cooks and the Rams would lose 3-13 to the Patriots. Cooks then got traded to the Texans in 2020 and was stuck, as the Texans didn't accomplish much of anything on the field. Cooks was recently traded from the Texans to the Cowboys in 2023, where he just might have better luck with a more successful team. Unfortunately, it won't be this year. Aaron Rodgers. Ever since Super Bowl 45, Aaron Rodgers has tried to capture that second Super Bowl title despite multiple regular season successes and 4 AP NFL MVPs. However, when the time came around for success in the playoffs, Rodgers and the Packers were knocked out of them 10 times, and 4 of those times were nail-biters in the NFC Championship game against the Seattle Seahawks, Atlanta Falcons, San Francisco 49ers, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, respectively. 2023, Rodgers would get traded to the New York Jets after spending his whole career with the Pack. Although Rodgers brought a ton of hype to gangrene with his rival, his bad luck continued after injuring his Achilles in the Jets' Week 1 opener and 4 snaps on offense, ending his season prematurely. Will Rodgers' luck change in 2024? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. Carson Wentz. Wentz came into the NFL as one of the most hyped quarterbacks in the 2016 NFL Draft. Wentz led the Philadelphia Eagles to a 3-0 start in the 2016 season before ultimately finishing the season with a 7-9 record. Sophomore season saw a drastic improvement where Wentz had an 11-2 record as a starter and looked like he would run away with the NFL MVP award. Unfortunately, Wentz suffered a torn ACL in the Eagles' Week 14.
Where's he at now?
Wentz. I feel like he's a backup at maybe the Rams. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not actually 100%.
I'm trying to picture his name wherever when he's playing.
Yeah, he's a backup. I'm pretty sure.
I might find out now. I guess.
Think of where he is.
Yeah.
Team matchup with the Los Angeles Rams and had to miss the rest of the season. Nick Foles filled in and helped the Eagles win Super Bowl 52 against the New England Patriots. And ever since the 2017 season, Wentz has not been able to bring home Lady Luck as the multiple injuries, regular and postseason disappointments have begun to really pile up around him. 2020, Wentz was ultimately benched for Jalen Hurts in a 16-30 loss to the Green Bay Packers. Wentz would get traded to the Indianapolis Colts in the 2021 season, where his bad luck with injuries continued as he dealt with a foot injury in training camp, but managed to play in the season opener. Wentz got traded again to the Washington Commanders in 2022 and would not have the same success that he saw in Philadelphia. The Commanders ended up releasing Wentz before the start of the 2023 offseason, although Wentz did sign with the LA Rams before the start of Week 10, serving as Matthew Stafford's backup. Baker Mayfield. Mayfield was the first overall pick in the 2018 draft by the Cleveland Browns. They earned the pick after finishing the 2017 season as only the second team in NFL history to go 0-16. Mayfield finally got his chance to start after Tyrod Taylor suffered an injury in the Browns' Week 3 matchup with the New York Jets, where Mayfield led the Browns to a 21-17 comeback win. Mayfield's 2018 season saw him throw 27 touchdowns against 14 interceptions. 2019, Mayfield had some very inconsistent play where he led a dysfunctional Browns team to a 6-10 record through 22 touchdown passes against 21 interceptions. 2020, Mayfield led the Browns to the playoffs for the first time since 2002 and helped the team get to their first playoff win since 1994 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, ending it in a delicious 48-37 victory. However, the bad luck hit Mayfield in 2021 with injuries affecting his performance on the field, which led to the Browns missing the playoffs and ultimately trading for Deshaun Watson from the Houston Texans. Browns traded Mayfield to the Carolina Panthers, where he failed to do much of anything with a very weak and depleted roster. Mayfield then requested to be released by the Panthers and signed with the Los Angeles Rams, where he saw a small amount of success before they released him. Mayfield would go on to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the 2023 season and had great success with their organization this season. In fact, he was able to take the Bucs all the way to the playoffs. So while he historically has not had a great amount of luck, perhaps things are finally starting to turn around for Mr. Mayfield. Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay was on top of the world with the Detroit Lions in the 2019 season with 65 receptions for 1,190 receiving yards, 11 touchdowns, and he was even named to the Pro Bowl. Galladay's bad luck really began, though, in 2020 when he suffered a hamstring injury that kept him out of the first 2 weeks of the regular season before a hip injury ended his season altogether. In 2021, Golladay signed a 4-year, $72 million contract with the New York Giants with high expectations that he would be the G-Men's #1 receiver. However, that never happened, as Golladay never saw the same success that he had in Detroit. He was not able to even score a touchdown in 2021. In the 2020...
It's nothing to do with the player. It's the team around him.
I know, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Gets like that.
Season, Golladay had a dip in production on the field as he had more drops than receptions, but was able to score his first and only touchdown with the Giants in their final game of the season, which was a 16-22 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. Golladay was released by the Giants in 2023 and has not been signed by anyone ever since. If any team does take a chance on Golladay, will his misfortune change? Well, it's tough to say.
I have to see if he's pitched up anywhere, because with things like, it was a big money signing, wasn't he? Big money sort of like acquisition from...
There's new people coming in all the
Detroit.
time, though, isn't there, really?
There is, but when you're talking like that, it's, what he did at Detroit was huge.
Yeah, but if you watch him at the Giants and he wasn't any good, then why would you want to get him?
Yeah, I guess so.
Case Keenum. Case Keenum has always been a backup quarterback since he was very first drafted. He had his stops with the Houston Texans and St. Louis/Los Angeles Rams at the beginning of his career. Keenum would then get his chance to finally shine with the Minnesota Vikings in the 2017 season as he filled in for an injured Sam Bradford. Keenum led the Vikings to an NFC North championship, as well as a divisional round playoff win against the New Orleans Saints in walk-off fashion with a touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs before falling to the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. After that, Keenum never saw the same success ever again. In 2018 with the Denver Broncos, he finished with the regular season record of 6-10, while the Vikings rolled with Kirk Cousins. Keenum has returned to his role as a backup with stints with the Washington Commanders, Cleveland Browns, Buffalo Bills, and the Houston Texans. It's a shame that Keenum never got to continue as the starter of the Vikings, but hey, unfortunately, these things happen in the NFL. Devante Adams. Similar to Aaron Rodgers, Devante Adams made the best of his time at the Green Bay Packers with 3 1,000-plus receiving yard seasons under his belt and 5 Pro Bowl appearances with the franchise. Adams was given a franchise tag by the Packers, / he didn't want to play under the franchise tag, so the Packers dealt him to the Las Vegas Raiders. That's where he ultimately reunited with his college teammate Derek Carr, and he signed a massive 5-year, $141.25 million deal that was the highest paid contract for a wide receiver at the time. Now, unfortunately, the 2022 Raiders finished the regular season with a 6-11 record and ultimately missed out on the playoffs. Adams did, however, make it to his 6th Pro Bowl as a consolation prize. Sadly, Adams is currently stuck on a very dysfunctional Raiders team that has recently fired head coach Josh McDaniels and general manager Dave Ziegler. Adams, unsurprisingly, has expressed his frustrations with the team's current state. Will Adams' luck change where he can play with a true title contender, or will he continue to be stuck in Sin City, making the best of it with the Raiders?
No, the Raiders.
Saquon Barkley. Barkley is the star Pro Bowl running back for the New York Giants. He had 31,000-yard rushing seasons with the G-Men, as well as helping the team to secure a playoff win against the Minnesota Vikings. However, Barkley has had to deal with a string of unfortunate injuries that derailed his 2020, an ACL tear, and 2021 seasons, a foot injury. Not to mention the Giants' offensive line is absolutely atrocious with their inability to protect anyone from opposing defenses. Barkley was able to have a very productive 2022 season where he rushed for over 1,000 yards. In the 2023 season, Barkley suffered a high ankle sprain in the Giants' Week 2 31-28 victory over the Arizona Cardinals. Barkley finished the season with 962 yards and 4 touchdowns, a less than impressive season for such a talented man. Kirk Cousins. Cousins began his career in the NFL as the backup to Robert Griffin III. He got a start in 2015 and never looked back, as he led Washington to an NFC East championship and playoff appearance, only for that season to fall flat to the Green Bay Packers. Cousins throughout his career has played on mediocre Washington and Minnesota Vikings teams, and teams that have exited the playoffs in the wild card and divisional rounds despite putting up very good numbers and having 4 Pro Bowl appearances. In 2023, Cousins received a serious dose of bad luck with a torn Achilles injury in the team's Week 8 victory over the Green Bay Packers. Well, only time will tell as Cousins recovers from his injury. Lady Luck.
Cousins is Atlanta now, right?
Yeah.
Just been traded to Atlanta.
He didn't get traded, I think he was free.
The free agent, yeah. He's one of them players. I mean, we watch him on the quarterback, don't we? And he's just such a winner, I think, in his mindset. I know he's not won anything, but he's a winner in his mindset, and I think he'll do well in any squad.
I feel like any quarterback has to have that mindset, though.
I don't think Watson's got it, though. Mariota. I like him as a person.
Yeah.
I think he's a really nice guy, but I think he just doesn't have that leadership
That's
quality.
why he's not a starter.
Yeah, maybe.
Luck is known as a fickle mistress. She smiles or frowns at the most unexpected of times. Of course, the NFL is certainly not immune to her whims. But who do you think is the unluckiest NFL player playing right now? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like.
I think out of all them, I don't know, Saquon Barkley's now he's gone to Philadelphia. I think he might pull up some sticks there. I think he might do well with Philly.
Yeah,
he's
going to be on a good team for the first time, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to be more successful with Philly than he is with New York. Although Philadelphia won the same as New York last year, nothing.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. But I like Kirk Cousins, mate. I just like him when getting to know him more as a person, watching him on the quarterback.
Yeah.
He just, like I say, to me, he's just a born winner. He studies so much. And he's the epitome of an American quarterback. Everything. If you could draw, I've said it before. If you could paint an American quarterback, you get Kirk Cousins. He's that guy.
Yeah,
and
he probably deserves some.
He does deserve some. If anyone deserves anything, it's him. I think.
Yeah.
You know, he's just such a nice guy and a proper leader who just oozes like character for me. But he's don't know. Like I say, he's not been on a great team in Minnesota. Hopefully. Things may change.
I think Minnesota have got a good team.
Yeah, but I think he needs better players around him to be any kind of success. I mean, you look at what Mahomes has got around him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does well with a very good team.
But then Kansas City weren't that good before Mahomes came in.
No, but he's a true leader. You know, he's Tom Brady sort of style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's elite level. Whereas Kirk Cousins, I think, is a little bit lower than people like your Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But he's still a very high standard, you know, for a leader. But there's some unlucky players there, weren't they? You know.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I mean, I think you've got a break. I mean, one of them there they were talking about is bloody, what was he in, 5 Pro Bowls, saying can't catch a break.
I know. Yeah.
5 Pro Bowls, doing all right. The guy from the Raiders. Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.